Hello everyone, this is Noureddine again, and I hope you are doing fine. Today I'm going to show you how you can write a film review. A film review is a popular way for critics to assess a film's overall quality and determine whether or not it is worth recommending. Film review is not just about writing what happens on the screen. The review goes deeper than that. We're going to look at a sample film review. I want you to read just the introduction and decide whether the following movie is a comedy, a romantic, a historical, or a western. But before you read the introduction, I'm going to tell you what these film genres are. So, comedy, as you know, comedy films are designed to elicit laughter from the audience. They usually have happy endings, although the humor may have a serious or pessimistic side. For example, Charlie Chaplin's movies, Airplane in 1980, Groundhog Day, Bridesmaids, all these are comedy movies. Number two, romantic. As you know, romantic films are love stories or affairs of the heart that center on passion and emotion. Remember Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman in 1942. Remember also Titanic or Gone with the Wind. These are examples of romantic movies. Number three, a historical. Historical, or sometimes we call them epic movies. So, an epic is a fiction film showing past events or set within a historical period. Epic films focus on the journey of a single character who is typically a historical figure or a mythical hero. Remember Lawrence of Arabia. Another example is The Last Emperor or Dr. Zhivago. Now, a Western. What is a Western? You know that Westerns tell stories of the early days of American Old West, often centering on the life of a nomadic cowboy armed with a revolver and a rifle and who rides a horse in the untamed American frontier. I remember a couple of movies I myself watched, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or For a Few Dollars More, or also Rio Bravo. These are kinds of American westerns. So now let's read the introduction of a sample movie review and say whether it is a comedy, a romantic, a historical, or a western. I want you to read just this introduction. Roots 1977 is an epic movie which dramatizes the horrors of American slave trade, directed by Marvin Chomsky, David Green, Gilbert Moses, and John Erman. It also features a great cast of actors like Levin Burton, Louis Gossett, Leslie Odom, John Amos, and Ben Vereen, and others. So, what is it? Yes, it is a historical. Okay, because we have in the introduction, we have it is an epic. Epic meaning historical. Now, let's look at the review again and look at it and tell me how many paragraphs are there. Of course, there are one, two, three, four. Yes, there are four paragraphs. And what's the function of each paragraph? Of course, the first paragraph is an introduction. The second and the third paragraph are the body, and of course the last one is a conclusion. Here is another question. What does each paragraph contain? Look at the first paragraph that we've just read. As you may have noticed, it contains the basic information about the film. Yes. So, and the basic information include the movie title, the origin, American, the release year, 1977. That is when the movie came out. the cast and the crew, cast meaning the actors and actresses, and the crew, the producer, the director, the camera people, etc. And it also gives us a brief idea about the movie. Now what about paragraph 2? Let's read paragraph 2. Roots 1977 tells the life of an African Muslim boy called Kunta Kinte, River Burton. He is kidnapped at the age of 15 and taken as a slave to America. After a hard and painful 3-month ride across the Atlantic, Kunta is sold at a market in Virginia. He attempts repeated escapes and eventually accepts his fate as he settles down with a wife and child. As he dies, we follow his daughter Kizzy, Leslie Obams, who is sold and then raped by her new master. Kizzy has a son, Chicken George Ben Vereen, who uses his skills to buy his freedom. When the Civil War arrives, the rest of the slaves are freed, but only to face terrible racism and the Ku Klux Klan. So, what do you notice here? What does this paragraph contain? Of course, the paragraph gives us a summary of the movie. Yes, a summary or resume. We call it a movie synopsis. Okay, so let's go to paragraph 3. Let's read it. The movie is really informative about the history of America. After watching Roots, you feel as if you have watched more than a century of African American history. The movie is also very touching and reawakens the tragic memories of African slavery. The actor's performance is fantastic too. Even when young Kunta Burton is replaced by old Kunta, John Amos, the movie does not lose its original charm and magic. The music as well is pretty good and enjoyable. What do you notice? What do we have here in this paragraph? Yes, it tells us about what's good and what's bad in the movie. It talks about the actor's performance. It talks about the music. So it's an evaluation. Yes, it's an evaluation of the movie. When you say evaluation, meaning you say what's good and what's bad about the movie. It tells us about the actor's performance, the visual effects, and visual effect is a term about everything that artists do. And in order to create environments which look realistic but would be dangerous or costly or simply impossible to do during live action shooting. Okay, let's go to the last paragraph, the conclusion. I recommend Roots very highly. It is a movie for people who enjoy history and an interesting story from beginning to end. However, some parts of the movie are too violent and might not be suitable for children and some adults. What do we have here? Yes, so here we have a general impression about the movie or feelings, and also the writer recommends the movie. He or she says, I recommend Roots very highly. They recommend that we watch the movie. Let's recapitulate. So, introduction has the basic information, that is the movie title, origin, release year. Origin means the country where the film came out. Release year, when the film came out. Cast and crew. The cast are the characters, the actors and the actresses. And the crew are the producer, the camera people, the director, etc. And then a brief idea about the movie in general. The body has got 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph gives us a summary of the movie. We call it movie synopsis. And the third paragraph has got evaluation. It evaluates the movie. It gives us the pros and cons, the good side and the bad side of the movie, the actor's performance, the visual effects. And visual effects are the things that we or artists add to the movie after we're done shooting it. The direction, is it good or bad? The music, good or bad? So it's an evaluation of the movie. And in the conclusion, we get general impression about the movie or the feelings and recommendation. Do we recommend it or not? Now it's your turn to write a movie review. So you watched a movie or a TV drama series and you liked it. Write a review about it to be published in your school magazine. So the first thing you've got to do is read the instructions carefully and circle or underline the most important words. Okay? For example, here it's a movie. It's a review. It's a review about a movie. And of course, it is meant for publication and where it's in your school magazine. So knowing your audience and purpose determine your tone and strategy. So you have to know what you are writing and who you're writing to or for. Okay. So once you're done reading and understanding the instructions, you have to select a movie that you liked and that you know a lot about. You know a lot about, meaning you know its title, its genre, its origin, the release year, meaning when the film came out, the awards, if it received any awards, the director or directors, the producer or producers, the plot, you're familiar with the plot, and the cast, that is the actors and the actresses. And there are different ways of brainstorming a film review, but this chart can help you. In this chart you have the title, the film genre, the year, the actors, the roles, a synopsis of the movie, evaluation, and general impression. So this chart can help you brainstorm your film review. Okay, and don't forget that the introduction contains the basic information about the film. The body has two paragraphs. The first one is about film synopsis, and the second one is about evaluation of the movie. And the last paragraph is a conclusion, and it has the general impression and the recommendation. There are a couple of useful slides I will not go through, but I'd like you to press pause to read if you need them. And the first one is about useful language for writing reviews. Here you have useful language to talk about background. Here, useful language to talk about the main points of the plot. Here, language that might help you talk about general comments. And here, useful language if you want to recommend or not recommend the movie. The second slide is about film genres. If you want to categorize your movie and you don't know what genre the movie is. So just look at this slide. You press pause and look at this slide. Or for more information about movie genres, you go to the link here, www.filmsites.org/genres, and you have more information about movie genres. Good luck and goodbye.